So before I forget, before I start with our guests, I'm gonna just share with you guys a little presentation that I have done here. Just a little moment. Okay, there I go. Let me see if you guys can see it. Okay, all right. You guys can see it, right?
Okay. Right.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. So that's it, guys. I'm going to wait, I think, 2 minutes. 2 minutes to see if anybody. Hello, Carol.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm good. So, guys, I'm gonna just wait 2 minutes in order for people to arrive, right? And then we can start with the questions. But also, I would like to share with everybody our guest list. Like I told you, we have here Ana Laura, Theo, and Euler. They each one of them will talk about some different questions, and they're going to share with us their expertise and their tips also about hard skills and also about productivity and learning, right? And here we have our objectives for tonight, which I intend to finishing until we finish this event, right? So the idea is for us to improve knowledge about hard skills, to share learning experiences and skills, right? So this is a nice moment for us to share what we know about these things. Also for us to debate about different study and productivity techniques, right? Which I think it would be very enriching and very useful for all of us here, not just meeting, but also outside the meeting, watching us through YouTube. Hello, Lais. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna start because we are short of time, so I want to go, right? So, first of all, let's start with our first guest of honor, right? Ana Laura. Ana, do you want to introduce yourself very briefly so we can know a little bit more about you?
Yeah. So I am Ana Laura. I live in Lages, Santa Catarina, and I work with technology. I am a software developer. I have 29 years old. And I think that's it. I love animals, so I have a ONG, ONG my city. So that's it.
Very good. Very nice. And Ana works in a foreign company, right, Ana?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And Ana, let's start by you answering our questions, right? And of course, guys, for all our guests, we are speaking English, but please, if you have any word that you forget or something, please ask, right? Don't be shy, because sometimes this happens. Even I, sometimes I'm, so feel free to ask me in case you need, right? I'm here to help. Don't feel pressed like, I need to speak perfect English. No, that's not the idea here, right? So let's go. Ana, first question to you. What productivity practices do you adopt to maximize your output during the day? Is there any practice that you would recommend us to do?
I don't know if this is a practice, but I am a routine person, so I love routine. And I think the first step is define the routine, my weekly routine. And this strategy makes my week more easy, more flow, And so if I have a routine, I know that every Monday I start to work at 9. I needed to eat something to go to the gym at 6 p.m. So I think the routine is the first step to be productive. And other practices that I use in my work mainly is if I have a big task, for example, and today is Monday, and this task I need to deliver in Friday, for example, I like to break this task in 5 parts. So every day I have a little goal to achieve, a goal, a more easy goal that this big task. So every day I feel happy to because I finished this goal, and if I have more time, for example, if I finish my task in 1 hour and I have more 2 hours free in my work, I use it to to study something or things like that.
Perfect, amazing. So you would tell us that it's nice having a routine, and also to use these, like to split the tasks
Yeah,
in smaller parts, right? That's a very good
yeah.
technique.
Yeah,
Because
and every day I feel happy because I achieved that goal,
yeah,
and I think being productive is more is also about feeling productive, and
for sure.
this strategy makes me feeling productive too.
I think it's nice because we feel productive, and at the same time we have this mental health thing,
Yeah,
because we feel that we have accomplished, and we focus more on what we have accomplished rather than what we still have to do, right? So
yeah.
I think that's very nice technique. Amazing. And Anna, do you have any apps or programs that you use to manage your time, or to boost your productivity, or something like that?
Actually, no, but I only use the Google Agenda to to save appointments that it is not in my routine. For example, if the next month I have I don't know, dentista,
Uh-huh. Like a
a
dentist
dentist. Yes,
appointment.
yeah. So I save in Google Agenda to don't forget this appointment. So other apps I don't use it.
Yeah, Google Calendar is a very nice tool, right? I think it helps a lot with this organization part, right? Um, and do you think, like you mentioned Google Calendar, right? Google Agenda in Portuguese. Do you think this type of tool has impacted your organization in some sense? Do you think it has increased your organization? Do you think it helped?
Yeah, I started to use it because, um, for example, when I created an appointment, a compromise with different compromise, uh, and I didn't note put it in some local to remember. My brain was overthinking in that appointment, and it made me anxious. So I could see when I started to save these appointments in the calendar, my brain is like, okay, that appointment is there, and now I can do other things. I can think in other things. So it's helped me that way, this way.
Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. I think it's interesting. You said something interesting, that is writing down or putting on your laptop or something these tasks, right? Because then you don't overthink them. I think it's a very good. I also use this technique. I create like to-do lists for every day and for every week, and I think this helps a lot. Also, I use the Windows sticky notes, because then
Mhm.
you can't like move a lot, and you can't customize a lot. So it's just a sticky note, and you put there what you need to do. Very good and amazing. Thank you. And two other yes, Artus.
I have a question for that, teacher?
Of course, no
Do
problem.
you
Go
have
ahead.
time?
We have a little bit, but you can ask.
No,
It's
no.
okay.
Can you rush on for
No, no,
please?
no, no. You can go. We're not.
And about your breaking tasks, do you break your tasks in some condition? Do you have some condition to break your job tasks? Do you have some study to break these bigger tasks in smaller, or do you do this based in your achismo? I don't know.
Yeah, it is in my achismo because I know that, okay, today I can deliver this little part, every day I can, with the time, we will getting this sense. I don't know if this right word, but I do that ways. I don't have a rule for this.
Yeah, I think it's
Thank you, thank you.
nice. It's like we can, I think what you guys are calling a schism is this idea of balancing the time we have, knowing the time, the complexity of the task, right? How much we can do each day, I think is a good thing to do. Thank you, Artis, for your question. It was a very important question. Very good. And Anna, what study methods or learning techniques do you find most effective for absorbing and retaining information?
So for me, how my brain works, I learn better when I need the knowledge. So I like to review subject 10 minutes before the class. So I know in the class I will need this subject, I will need this knowledge, and so I will need it, and my brain works that way. I can put in practice uh, logo depois. How can I say that?
Just after.
Just after to review that. So it's work for me. I don't know if I good tip for other people.
I think this is a nice strategy, right? You do that with the English classes, right, Anna?
Yeah, not all classes, but the classes that I was very very good. I probably I did it.
Oh, so all of the classes. Okay, very nice, amazing. And Anna, our last question for you, and I think this one is very important. Can you share here with us a practice or a habit that you adopted recently and that had a significant impact on your productivity or your learning? It can be any practice or habit that you think has changed a little bit these matters. It can be even from drinking water to you tell me.
Okay. About the learning, recently I could see that I need. How can I say? Previously, so participate to this meetup is an example because I I need I needed to prepare a script and search for words that I am using now. So it's a strategy that I am using in my job mainly. Participate more. I am participating more the meetings, or I am uh, making presentations as a volunteer to force me to use my knowledge, to force me to need this. So I it was it is working for me, and I could see, I reflecting about it, I could see that in all subjects like programming or others, I learn the same way. So I only need to adapt it to English too. So I think it's a good tip that's working for me.
Very good, amazing. I think it's nice what you told us about needing to need, right? I think this is an interesting sentence because when the thing is useful for us in our lives and in our practices, it becomes more interesting and we become more motivated to do that. And also this idea of getting out of our comfort zones, right? Being proactive, like, okay, I am a little bit afraid. Maybe I'm not that confident, but let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think this in English is also very important, as much as in all the the subjects you have mentioned. Very good, Anna. And Anna, do you have any other comments or anything that you would like to mention? Or if you, the other guests also would like to make a comment, feel free, right, guys? We are here, but feel free to give your tips also about these, right? Anything?
To me, it's okay.
Okay, I will move forward then. Thank you, Anna. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Guys, claps for our guest that is here, that could be here with us, took her time to be here. Thanks a lot, Anna. Thank you. Very good, guys. Now let's go. Here we have our other guest, that is Theo, right, Theo? Big, an old guest here in our house, right? A very dear guest as well. Theo, can you please introduce yourself a little to us?
The most random one.
No,
and especially in a week that is special to my profession, actually, because we are at the International Sustainability Week.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, and to introduce myself, my name is Vitor. As you guys can see, I'm an environmental engineer. And since 2018, 17, I don't remember at all, I'm working with construction, at construction of energy generation fields. So from 4 years until now, I'm specifically dealing with construction of renewable energy sites. And I don't know, I'm 30 years old, and I'm from Aracaju, Sergipe, and now actually I'm living in the Rio Grande do Norte, specifically at the city called Açu, that is a countryside city, especially because of the project that I'm located.
Very good. Thank you, Tel, for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate you coming here, taking your time to share with us your knowledge about the things we are discussing here. So thank you a lot, right? I would like to ask you a few questions. So I would like to start first by talking a little bit about tools. Like, do you use any specific tools for planning and tracking projects? And I would like also to know, if you use, how they fit into your workflow, how you deal with them daily.
Yeah, it's specifically about tools for planning and tracking projects. It will depend a lot of the project that I'm related to, because usually I'm contracted by a consultancy company. So the consultancy company will be contracted by a client, and then usually the client will determine the kind of tool that they will make available, so we can track the project advance and track the planning of the project. So into that project that I'm working nowadays, we use a platform called Keep Control. That is a platform that is used to make the control of procedures and documents that must be reviewed or must have some approvals from some certain people of the project. And also that tool is responsible to track the progresses of the tasks that we must do the review, especially because we, as a environmental management consultancy, we usually review the reports of a bunch of other companies that are also contracted by the same client. So mm, daily that the workflow will be developed not only into that platform, but that platform is the guideline, maybe the north that we can see, as we can see, of our tasks involving related to the bureaucratic matter.
Oh, that's very nice. It's nice knowing that you guys have a big variety of tools that you might use, right? And this tool that you have mentioned sounds pretty interesting. And are there any other tools from the ones you have used that you recommend that you think are maybe easier to work with or
Yeah,
are nice?
it depends on the objective of the tool, because especially when we talk about field work, when we talk about construction site and environmental management, we have some sort of tools that deal with field inspections, like one that we have here that is called Field Maps. That is a tool that we have a bunch of inspection programs that we can access into that platform, do the inspection at the places, at the exactly place, so we can have a coordinate of the place that we made the inspection. And then if there is any kind of deviance, we can deliver this device to the constructor that is responsible to solve that deviance. So there are many other kinds of tools, but nowadays, today, the tools that we are using is specific, like just that, related to the field inspections and related to the bureaucratic matter.
Oh, but those are very interesting, right? Very interesting that you guys keep track using those. It's very useful, especially since you guys have to deal with a lot of data, right?
Exactly.
And like you said, bureaucratic processes. So I think it might be interesting, right? And another thing, how do you measure and assess your productivity and progress in learning? It can be with English, but of course, with any other hard skill that you are acquiring or studying, right? How do you assess your productivity and progress?
Yes, usually I'm not the best person to talk about measurement of productivity, because I'm most motivated to a diverse environment. Like I'm not really. I usually struggle to get myself into a routine. Besides having a necessity to be into a routine, but I do prefer to work as it on, because at the construction field we have many details that usually get us outside from our routine, so it's really hard to measure like progress. But usually I make like a daily check on platforms that I use to study or to do my job. So usually the accomplishment of tasks or accomplishments of goals on study makes me understand and measure my productivity.
I think this is very nice. Like you measure by these accomplishments that you have been having. I think that's interesting, and I think it's like Anna said, it's very fulfilling because you focus like, oh, see how I have accomplished, how
Exactly.
much I have done, right?
I will feel that I usually feel that I'm productive when I am not anymore with red tasks in my
Uh,
in my in my in my computer.
Yeah, but you brought something interesting, Tel, because sometimes we feel a lot this urge to be like, I need to produce each day, right? And it's not so much like that. It's, of course, some people need that for work, but we also need to think about what we have been accomplishing, and of course, we also need to focus on this good part. Like, in you told me about the red tasks, right? I would like to know from you, since you said you don't have a fixed routine, right? I would like to know from you, how do you define and prioritize your daily or weekly tasks? How do you know what's priority at that moment?
Yes, I feel that the easier, in my perspective, the easier way to access or develop our development, like prioritize, like you asked, is considering the productive and progress learning is through the exact think. How can I say? Think about the planned versus the executed, so we can figure it out in a better way, you know.
So you think we might like take a look in the planning and the execution, and then
Exactly.
combine to see what is the priority of that moment.
Exactly. And in addition to that, we can consider actually the familiarity to the job routine, so we can feel some sort of routine, and we can say that we are going forward into the plan that we made last week, last month, or at the beginning of the project.
Oh, very nice. I think this is a very good way of measuring it. And I think it's always nice to set up priorities and know what sometimes we might skip or postpone a little and what is more urgent, right? I think it's always
Exactly.
necessary, especially with people that deal with a lot of things to do and multitask. It's nice setting these objectives.
Exactly.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. And two more questions for you, Theo. What is the importance of breaks and leisure in your study or in your study or work routine? How do you balance these things like productivity and leisure, rest?
I think that it's essential to have those kinds of breaks, because it helps on my thoughts and mind's recovery process, you know, so I can get myself back into the routine. So I feel that it is an essential moment to keep myself uh, ready to come back, because when we start to go forward on our activities from some place, we will start to be blind to some sort of problems. So when we have a little break, we keep ourselves back into the matter.
That's very important what you're telling us, because I feel that when we have a difficult thing to do, normally we keep like, okay, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And sometimes all you need is take a break, breathe, drink some water or some Coca-Cola, whatever, beer if you prefer. Right? And it's nice having this balance indeed. Because we need those, right? Our brains need to recover, like you said. I think it's very important having those, like taking a moment of our weeks for ourselves, right? I think it's important, and doing what you like, right? Exercising or watching something, or I don't know, different ways of self care, right?
Exactly.
Very good, amazing. And Tel, you mentioned that you have used many programs. I would like to ask you not just about the specific ones for your area, but also about maybe ones that you have tried using in your personal life or in your study routine, right? Are there any apps or programs that you have tried and were not so effective? Like, and did you see any issues on those?
Yeah, in my point of view, it's not about issues, it's because of time. Because as you said, it's not apps or programs related to my area, but I do feel some interest on learning about other program about programming. But as I have no no time at all to pursue that knowledge as I wanted, it's kind of difficult to me. But I would say that some sort of programs, especially programming softwares, are actually being on a trial, being tested into our field of work. So it's interesting to me to pursue that knowledge, but it's hard because I don't have enough time to learn it, and most probably to have in the future those applications, those softwares being used at my area. And I feel like from one from one hand I feel like I need to learn about it, so I will be one step further than the other professionals. But on the other hand, I feel that I have no time to learn, so I will just let that opportunity pass by.
I understand. It's many things to think about, especially with these
Yeah,
advancements on AI technology, right? In the
exactly.
language field is the same, right? We need to like, should I see that or not?
Exactly.
It's always a big conundrum, a big dilemma, right? I understand that. I was thinking here about one polemic thing because we have Notion. You know Notion? Yeah.
Yes, I
A lot
do.
of people like and a lot of people don't like. I have tried using it, but I think it was too hard for me for my personal life, and I have stopped. I prefer rather Trello or the post-it thing that I use. And you, what about you, Tel? Would you recommend or?
I've already tried both
Mm-hmm.
Trello and Notion, and I do like both of them. But as I've told you before, I'm not a really good person on planning or organizing things. My mind, maybe it is related to my routine that I don't actually have, because my daily routine is full of people uh, getting into it and breaking my planning to the day, to the week. So as I feel inside an environment that it have no organization, my mind keeps disorganized too. So but Notion and Trello are both great apps, but in my perspective, they have different objectives, because Trello is mainly, in my point of view, is mainly to manage projects, because you can see it. It's a vision organization. You can manage in a way that is easy to understand where the processes are. And Notion is more related to personal organization, in my perspective.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I try using Trello in a personal way, not personal person, but for my PhD. Like I try putting to-do lists in every part of the fields in my life, something like that. It's more to-do lists, because I think it's very visual, like you said. But we have this difference, right? Both are very good, but we always have a preference.
Exactly.
So, guys, if you can put here in the chat if you are team Trello or team Notion, and you guys that are watching YouTube, you can put there on the chat as well. It's nice knowing your opinion about this. It's interesting. But Tel, thanks a lot for coming. We really appreciate you coming and having time for us. Claps for our guest that is here with us tonight. It was really nice having this conversation, and we learned a lot with you too. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank
And
you for the invite.
no worries. Now, last but not least, we have our great programmer, Euler, that is here with us tonight to talk a little bit about productivity as well. Euler, thanks a lot for having come. We are really, really happy to have you here, right? And we really appreciate you having time to come and talk to us tonight. So, can you introduce yourself a little bit to the people that don't know you?
Yes, sure. My name is Eula. I'm a software developer, like teacher Lani says. I'm from Salvador, but I live in Florianopolis. So, and I have a dog. His name is Flo, and that's it.
Cute. Anna is the one with the cats. Euler is the one with the dog. How cute, amazing. Okay, Euler, I'm going to ask you some questions the same way I did with Tao and Anna, right? If you guys also want to make comments, feel free. I didn't say that in Tao's. I completely forgot. But if you guys want also to come back, feel free, right? And Euler, we'll start by this question here that is about time management rather than productivity itself, right? For you, what are the main time management techniques that you use for your professional or personal activities? Some
Yeah,
techniques that you think are helpful.
Okay. The main time management technique I use is using timers, So, the last 3 years, I used the Forest app. In this app, we can start a time and times like 30 minutes or 1 hour, 2 hours, and to do a task. So with this app, in the end of the day, I can see uh, how much time I use to do my tasks, when this app started, all all notifications and the social apps was disabled in my cell phone, so that's good too, and that's it.
Oh, this helps a lot with maintaining focus, right?
Yeah, so much.
Yeah,
You're my best friend.
yeah, because we are like doing the things and then what's up, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice. Very good, very good. And I was going to ask you about the timer. If you have, for example, a time period that you put like for the task and a time for break, for example, because we have these techniques like the Pomodoro, right? I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you do that or it's
Mm,
normally just for the tasks, not for the breaks?
no, I don't do shoulder breaks only for the tasks. Only for the tasks. That's it's a problem I have because I can end the task, finish a task, and stop the timer, and do other things like start a conversation or take a coffee and these stains. So, but I don't use an time track to manage pause.
Oh, but I think it's not a problem, right? I think some people do that because we have, like I told you, the Pomodoro because maybe they want to keep focused. But I think since you can manage this focus, I think it's very nice. Like we need our breaks too, right? So like
Yeah,
we was talking to Theo, we need some time to, especially in your areas, guys, that you work with things that are very that we need to use their brains a lot. So it's important. And besides this app, do you have other strategies to maintain your focus, to avoid distractions?
yeah. Stay out cell phone is the principal strategy, and disable any notifications in the computer and my smartwatch too. So if I get any notifications, it's really difficult to maintain focus. So that's it.
Oh, very nice, very nice. We have some people that sometimes they're doing a task and like, let me check a video on YouTube, right? No, it's not nice doing that, right?
Yeah.
We need to focus. Very good, amazing, Euler. Very nice. And I would like also to ask you, because we have people that I think everybody struggles with procrastination, in the sense like, I'm doing this and then I postpone, and I let that for another moment. And I would like to know from you, how do you deal with that and you ensure you meet your deadlines, for example, for work or for studying? What do you think is a good tip in order to meet things and do them,
I deal with procrastination crying. That is that's it I do. But
The best strategy.
yeah. But I like to think when I when I get some procrastination time, I like to think Euler, if the present Euler do these tasks and finishes this task, this is really grateful for the future Euler, you know. So if this, I pego de volta.
I take back.
I take back my focus
Oh, that's very good.
in this
Uh-huh.
conversation.
Oh, I like this idea, like, of thinking about the future and the present.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because sometimes we think about the work that it's going to be now, but it's going to be the same work in the future. And maybe in the future you will be more busy. You'll be busier, you will be more complicated, so.
And we are our past results, you know. So if
Mhm.
we stay in the present,
Yeah,
everyone.
it's nice having this balance, right?
Yeah.
Between present and future. I agree. Amazing tip. I totally agree with you. I think this is like one of the best tips that we have for dealing with that, indeed. And you mentioned to us that you use those apps, right? Like you mentioned, what's the name?
Forest, yeah.
Forest. I'm gonna try downloading that. I think it was interesting.
Very good.
Nice. And I would like to know from you, how do you integrate these different tools like calendars, task lists, etc., to create an efficient time management system? Like, do you use just this Forest, or do you try to complement with any other apps or programs? Or do you think this is enough? What do you think about it? Do you
Okay.
have any recommendations of task lists, apps, or something?
No, today I use only these Forest and the Google Calendar too. Google Calendar has integrations with the cell phone and smartwatch too. So when the task main time is started, we can see. In the past, I tried to use the to-do list and the other apps, but for me, so many information, you know, and I really need to simplify things to understand more what's happening. I use my journal or notebook too to write subtasks, you know. So that's good to me too. So that's it.
No, that's nice. The journals are also very good, right? Journals, agendas.
Yeah,
We forget them sometimes, but the old tools help a lot too, right?
yeah,
And it's nice remembering also that for everybody that Google Calendar also has a feature of tasks, right? You put there and you can list the tasks. I think it's a very good one also, because you can see the calendar and at the same time you put
yeah,
there your tasks. But I understand when you say about the apps, because sometimes I feel like the apps have too much information. Sometimes you need just to a few things and you have like a lot of customization, and then you're like, no, be simple, you know. So I think it's a matter of trying to find one that is not so much like that. But I understand there are people that like this let me put stickers and let me put, you know. And a last question for us. How do you balance the need to acquire new knowledge with the daily demands of your work or of your study? Because imagine that your work demands a lot, right? So how do you balance this need? If you need, for example, to acquire a new skill, it can be English or any other skill that you want to learn. You know?
Calendar, because when we not see time like okay, in the Monday I have to work and I have English class too, and I have to go to the gym. If stay only in your mind, we don't see how much time we has. And and my tip is playing my week and use free time to study. So in this week, I have 3 times in the morning, and 3 hours in the Saturday. So I put this time to study.
That's nice. So it's like you use a calendar in order to organize. There's lots of time you have available for
Yeah.
each thing. Wow, that's a very nice tip. I think it's very important too. I also like creating spreadsheets with every thing I have. Like, this is the time for work. This is the time for you know, English class. It might be kind of complicated, but I think it helps me also with my routine, you know, and change here and there. But I'm too much, you know. I'm anxious, so I have all types of organization tools. You might think. But very nice, Taylor. Guys, if you have any comments, also feel free, right? Taylor, thanks a lot again for having come here with us. We really appreciate it. Claps for our guest. I really loved talking with you too. I think all of you guys have brought amazing tips, amazing. You shared very well these things that have made so much difference in your lives, and I think we here can use them in a very nice way too to implement in our daily lives and in our jobs. I think it's always nice sharing and having the space. So because people normally we have similar struggles or issues, and then we can see different solutions and how you guys deal with that. It's very nice. So now I would like to know from you guys. We have this Q&A session, questions and answers. If you guys have any questions for our guests, or if you guests want to ask the other guest, feel free. Right? Do you guys have any questions, something you would like to ask in more detail of what one of the guests said? Feel free, right?
One each time, please.
Yeah, one each time, right? No need to rush. Okay. Is there something that you would like to comment? Maybe these were useful for you. Is there one that you use in your daily life? Maybe any of the tools?
Hey, Victor, how are you doing, man? Do you need to travel a lot in your job, in your current job?
Not actually traveling in a constant constant routine, but as you could follow some sort of my history in 4 years, I think I've been through five one 4 to 5 cities, countryside cities, and project in consequence through the Northeast, like Orolândia, Bahia, Lagoa do Barro do Piauí, Barra dos Coqueiros, Sergipe, and now Açu, in Rio Grande do Norte.
But usually our project stays in same place. Do you need to travel to visit the other place that has a project that
No.
you are inserted, for example?
When I was in Orolândia, I had to travel 2 times because my manager needed some help in other projects. So I needed to travel to Ibicoara at Bahia too, and the other city I don't remember at all. But usually people that are whiling higher positions into that field of work, usually those guys travel in a more frequent way, but not because of the job itself, but because of the kind of contract. I have like some sort of vacation, but not vacation at all. And during that vacation, I try to travel a little because being away from everyone and in a project that you are leaving the project 24 hours a day, it's really a challenge.
I can imagine. Oh my God, it must be very, very tiring, right? I mean,
Yeah, if you guys want, I can show some images.
for sure. I think you can send there the group right now. We have there the group in WhatsApp. I think would be
Yeah,
nice
no
because
problem.
then everybody can see the images there. I think it's easier for the
Some
people that are not here too, so they can.
Yeah, some images from the work itself, the rescues of some animals and the area, a little part of the project. I will send in the group.
No, yeah, please do. Tell when we had classes, he always shared with me the very good animals.
But before sending that, can I? It's not a question and it's not related to hard skills, but it's related to sustainability, International Sustainability Week, Environmental Week.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. You have 5 minutes, but go for it.
Okay, it's that. Let me pick the link so you can play it, Alan, as if it's possible.
Of course. Just a moment. Let me try putting here. Just a moment. Here. I'm gonna put with subtitles, right?
Okay.
It's not a short, dear
Here.
humankind. Ours is not a short story. It's an epic tale written over eons. I, the Earth, have known you over hundreds of thousands of years. I've witnessed your achievements, your ingenuity, your pain. You are the first generation to fully understand my suffering, and you might be the last that could see my lands revived. To all generations, the adventurers, the pioneers, the thinkers, and the dreamers, to all of you, let's find common ground in what unites us. Restore my lands for future generations. A tree begins with a seed. Generation restoration begins with you.
Wow, very thoughtful, right?
It's just to end it up with provoke.
Oh, yes.
About the generation of restoration, if we can do this.
No, that's a really important subject. I think it was a very good video, actually. I think it was nice, this idea of like Earth speaking. Very
Exactly.
impactful in some way. I liked it. Very good. So guys, remember, about the environment. It's also good. And here at Speak Now, we are planning to have another event. I will not share when because it's top secret. But we are going to have another event of sustainability and environment. So you guys stay tuned for other news about that, right? So guys, I'm gonna stay here for tonight because we still have other classes here at Speak Now. But I would like again to ask all of you guys. We could complete all of our objectives here. I think it was very enriching for everybody. And again, I thank you guests for being here with us, but also our Alpinists that are here with us, taking a look and participating in this meeting with us. Also, the people that are watching a live stream that could not be here with us, but that are watching there. I would like to thank you all for coming, of having this time to share with us, right? Guys, thanks a lot. That was it for tonight. And I hope we can talk soon. Please feel free to put your comments there in the WhatsApp group if you want. It's open for everybody to send messages. So in case you want to ask questions there too, feel free, right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.